So a few years ago, like the words gaming laptop kind of meant something, but now everywhere you look, people are slapping gaming laptop logo on computers that are most definitely not meant for gaming, unless the only game you're playing is a little chrome dinosaur jumping along. It's been a while since we had a legit beast desktop class computer in a form factor that you can take with you with no compromises, but all the power that you need. Meet the new MSI 18-inch gaming laptops. These have insane screens, pack a ton of hardware, and if you're serious about gaming, this might be just the right option for you. Thank you to MSI for sponsoring this video. All right, so before I tell you everything that MSI has done with these laptops, I wanna thank you, and also you for being just generally good humans, supporting the channel all of these years. My favorite thing to do, give you a chance to win $500. Leave a comment down below, let me know the first game you would play on one of these MSI laptops. Tell me a fact about yourself, a dad joke. You leave your social handle in that comment or a way to contact you on your YouTube channel. So I'd let you know if you won. Give the video a thumbs up. We'll let it run for 10 days, open to anyone in the world. All information you need, they'll be down in the description. So MSI brought like a lot of heat with this generation of gaming computers. And there's a few options. I've got two here, but I want to start with the Raider 18. If you are a gamer first, and when you buy a computer, that is what you care about, or buy a laptop, the Raider 18 is where you should start, and then also where you should stop. Because if there's something that's going to help make your gaming better, this is going to have it, aside from giving you more skill. And it's hard to talk about these laptops without talking first about that screen. I am generally a screen snob. If you looked at gaming laptops in the past, it's been a big area where they've been deficient. It is not every day that you see such a large display on a laptop, but size is the only thing that the screen has going for it. Let me introduce you to the world's first 18-inch mini LED display, and it's 4K with 120 hertz refresh rate. I've done a lot of TV videos on mini LED, but if you don't know the tech, it boils down to this. You get really close to the black levels and color of OLED, but with an insane level of brightness. Probably the perfect combination of all the screen tech going, especially for a laptop. Screen aside, I think MSI did an overall great job with the design of this computer. Now this is very clearly a gaming laptop, but it's not completely in your face. It still has some sleekness to it. It's got the classic MSI black and red two-tone design, magnesium alloy build. Up front, it's got a matrix light bar. I think that gives it a really cool, kind of unique look. Pair that with the Mystic light in the keyboard. You can just RGB all day and night if you want to. And it's not only aesthetics here, it's also functional. You're going to find so much I/O, because there's a lot of space to put all that I/O around this thing. You've got 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, 3 USB-A, HDMI 2.1, Ethernet, headphone jack, and SD card reader. So pretty much everything you need is built in. And a lot of these gaming laptops have had power, but that power oftentimes gets throttled because of heat, right? It's a physics problem. You can only dissipate so much heat. MSI is solving a lot of those issues. This thing is using 3D cooling stand. It's gonna help the 2 fans and 6 pipes better cool the laptop so it can work effectively and as long as possible. So you're not gonna get those sudden frame rate drops as you're playing. You can keep that power for a sustained period of time. So that's the design, but it doesn't mean anything if it can't sort of game. This thing is rocking the latest Intel Core i9. It's a 14900HX processor that clocks up to 5.8 gigahertz. On the graphics side, it's up to NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090 GPU with 16 gigs of GDDR6 memory. Anywhere you look, this thing is going to be a beast. So obviously talking about gaming is one thing, but actually playing games is a very different thing here. So I don't know what kind of games you guys are gonna play, but I always come back to one of my favorite games of all time, Spider-Man. So if you listen for a second, you don't hear much. And you're probably thinking that's incredible. I did not know gaming PCs could be that silent. We had to go into MSI Center and turn it down to silent. If we had it at normal settings here, was the opposite of what this sounds like. But bear that in mind, and even at silent right here, the game fidelity and quality does look amazing. So you've got a lot of functionality for noise. So now, of course, if you want the best extended performance while playing games, Kicking up those fans and keeping everything as cool as possible is what you're going to want to do. But even with the fans on silent, the gameplay is still absolutely incredible. So I'm playing Spider-Man on the highest settings and still keeping frame rates in the 100+ range. There's absolutely no stuttering or performance dips. I'm getting the best of what this game can offer, even if it is, at this point, a few years old. It's pretty awesome. Gaming on an 18-inch laptop, even any 18-inch laptop or seeing it, is not something I'd ever experienced before. This feels like I am just looking at an external monitor, essentially plugged into any desktop PC. It is awesome. But the quality of the display and the technology, I think, is what makes this especially awesome. Mini LED is, I don't know if I can say this in the video, but badass. And this screen looks badass. And a game like Spider-Man that's even now, a few years old, still looks unbelievable. Gameplay is crazy smooth. You got refresh right here for days. This is probably going to be a perfect setup for anybody who wants to game on a larger screen, doesn't always want to plug in an external display, or just wants to be able to have a huge display with them wherever they are going. There's a lot happening in here. This is also rocking DLSS 3.5, which is NVIDIA's new tech that's using AI to help with image quality and ray tracing, and that is in full effect here. Then MSI is also built in, MSI Overboost Ultra, which lets users sort of utilize the total power of the CPU and GPU. It also supports 8 P-cores and 5.2 gigahertz stability, so like everything here. If that doesn't mean anything to you, there's just a lot of power here. Anyway, you look at it, slice it. This is a laptop for gamers, and it's clearly made by people who know games. And if you want it, this computer is going to have it. If I wanted to play any game on ultra settings, especially open world games, I've always had to play it on like a Beast Tower PC that costs way more than any of these MSI laptops. But the Raider's handling everything I throw at it with ease, especially when I'm using MSI's AI engine that takes care of and adjusts and optimizes all the settings in the background for me, so I can just concentrate on enjoying the game I'm playing and just play it however I want. And this laptop is actually already available to buy if you do want it. So check out the link in the description. This mini LED version starts just under $3,200, $3,199 to be exact. It's still a lot of money, but when you consider all the power this thing is packing, it's a very reasonable price. This is not going to be a laptop for everybody. Not everyone's going to want to carry around an 18-inch computer. It's big, but for those that want this, you already know who you are. And if you decide to get it, you're going to get incredible power, a beautiful screen, a great keyboard, spacious trackpad. You're going to get everything you could want from a gaming computer. But if this is not for you, MSI has another option that might be. So, it's no surprise, MSI can make a great, insane gaming laptop. What if you're someone who loves to game, but it's not like the only thing that you're focused on with a laptop? So meet this guy. Might have a long name. It's the MSI Stealth 18 AI Studio, and as the name probably implies, this is more of a sleek take on the 18-inch gaming laptop, which is a weird thing to say, like a stealthy 18-inch laptop. But if you're someone who loves to game, but you're doing normal computer stuff, maybe you're taking some business meetings, some Zoom calls, engineer, doing 3D rendering, video editing, and you need a high-end laptop that can do everything for you, this might just be your ticket. So again, I think still the story, it's an 18-inch laptop, and this is actually the exact same screen that you get with the Raider. So you don't miss out on that 4K, 120 hertz mini LED amazingness that you get. It also shares magnesium alloy chassis, really great I/O that I talked about before with the Raider, but it's a different computer, so what's different with the design? So this is actually the world's lightest 18-inch gaming laptop, coming in at 6.15 pounds. And for a 18-inch laptop, it's relatively thin at 0.78 inches. And again, we're not comparing this to like an Ultrabook, but it just, I can pick it up with one hand. That should tell you something. And if you look at it, you can see this isn't just a gigantic brick, although it is big. It's designed to pack everything you need without literally breaking your back. So design isn't everything, and MSI wanted to make sure this still had a lot of power too. So inside, it's rocking an Intel Core Ultra 9 processor, NVIDIA RTX 4090, so like power-wise, it's no slouch. So this laptop is called the Stealth 18 AI Studio. That's because both Intel and NVIDIA hardware specifically tuned to utilize AI to the fullest here. There's an NPU built in that helps a ton with AI accelerated apps. In fact, this NPU can speed AI tasks up by up to 8 times, which is very noticeably different. Also support 100 plus RTX AI accelerated creative apps here too. So we use AI generated images like all the time for our thumbnails and on our channels, usually done through Midjourney. But you're limited how many images you can generate and how many you can generate at one time and how long it takes to generate each image. And while there's a ton of ways MSI utilize AI in this laptop, I think the best example of MSI AI processing speed can be shown using their AI artist program. So just like other AI image generator programs, you can input the prompts, adjust the aspect ratio, use reference images, all that. But AI artists also to generate more options per prompt, which I appreciate, actually up to 16 per prompt. So I have a prompt here, and already it's pretty basic, asking it to make images of a waterfall and a forest with some lighting effects and like some fog added in for ambiance. So let's hit generate and see how long it takes. So literal seconds, or if I put the same prompt in other programs, generally that would take minutes. So the images here could be a lot more detailed if you punch the prompts up a bit, but you get the idea. The built-in AI on the Stealth AI Studio is insanely fast. But like I mentioned before, AI isn't all this laptop can do. You can still run some pretty beefy games at high settings and still get really great performance, all thanks to the hardware inside. It's sort of a jack of all trades when it comes to the laptop's MSI line. You can do a little bit of everything really well. All right, so keeping this thing cool, you've got a new vapor chamber cooler and 2 fans with 4 exhausts. There's a lot of power packed in this same computer, so obviously cooling is great. I'm here sitting here with it on my lap without burning off my bits. And since you will likely want to take this with you, MSI made sure to include a 99.9 watt hour battery inside with a 280 watt power adapter for super fast charging. And so any way you look at it, this laptop that can do whatever you want and you can take it with you. There are a lot of options out there for computers. And there's a lot of things that claim to be gaming laptops or AI accelerated things. And if you go out and look, first of all, what you're not gonna see is many 18-inch options at all. If you want a big display and you want power, you start and stop with the MSI range. But beyond that, you want a computer that can do absolutely everything that you would need. The Stealth is going to be there for you. If you need an absolute insane amount of power and gaming is your jam, then what MSI has done with the Raider is perfect. And I don't mean that like a hyperbole. Like, it is a perfect computer. It's got screen, it's got power, it's got everything that you would need to game. Obviously you can do other stuff on it too, but these are really close to perfect computers for the people that want them. And if you are in that camp, you will not be disappointed. If you want to learn more about what MSI is doing or their full range of computers, all the information you need will be down below.